Hey guys, we're out here in breezy, chilly DC for the Capital Audio Fest. We really enjoyed the show. We've got some great clips. Stay tuned. We think you're going to enjoy this one. Hey guys, I'm here with Roy from Music Hall. He's going to give us a rundown on his latest direct drive Stealth Turntable that we've had the pleasure of listening. We've been sitting here in the listening room listening to this beautiful system where the source was your turntable.
Was the Stealth Turntable. I mean, I don't have anything else to say. You just took away all my lines. This is our first direct drive turntable. We've been making turntables, the Music Hall brand of turntables, for over 20 years. We're one of the few small companies that actually design and make our own turntables. Some are made in the Czech Republic, others are made in China or Taiwan. Normally we have belt drive turntables, but this company, this Taiwanese company, came to me with this amazing motor. And I've always never been a fan of direct drive because, in my opinion, it's noisy. Early ones used to hunt, they used to go a bit faster, a bit slower. This one is spot on. It's totally silent. It spins at the correct speed all the time. It's a very solid turntable, and the image is amazing. You sit down, and it's just like, oh, that's great.
Oh, it sounds amazing.
It comes complete with an Ortofon 2M Blue cartridge, though at this quality of turntable, you could easily upgrade. And it has a removable head shell, so you can buy cartridges or buy another head shell and have cartridges and swap cartridges. It also has 3 speeds, so you can buy a 78 cartridge and play 78 on it. But one of its great features is it has adjustable VTA. And I'm not sure if you can see it, I don't want to block it, but if you loosen this nut here, which I'm doing, let me just switch this off.
Okay.
If you loosen the nut, just by turning this, you can raise and
Oh, that's
you
incredible.
can raise and lower the arm. So if you're incredibly pedantic, you can adjust it for each record you play. And you could actually do it on the fly while you're listening. I do not advise against it because I don't want someone to say, I did it and I broke it. You know. So basically you can adjust it and play with it and then just lock it in, and there you are. And it also comes with an extra, it's not here, but an extra weight that screws into the back, so if you have a heavier cartridge. And the whole package sells for $1,649.
Wow.
And it's too cheap. We should have made
Right?
it $2,500 because it's that good. And I'm really pleased because it was a big step to go to direct drive from belt drive. I'm really an old analog guy who believes the motor should be here and the platter should be there. But this one really does the job. And so I'm through. It's also selling very well. In fact, we're out of stock. We're waiting, everything. God, it's been a hell of a year trying to get product.
I've heard.
Freight rates, you have no idea. It's not really what I have to talk about. But yes, we're getting more in. We'll have in for what hopefully will be a Christmas season. I don't see good signs, but who knows?
We'll hope for the best.
Who knows? So I'm very, very pleased with that. We also have a full range of other turntables ranging from about $250 up to about $6,500.
Okay.
So we have a full range. We've been at it for a long time. I do get involved. I don't design all of them, but most of them I have been, most of the design is mine. Sometimes I steal from other people.
Yeah.
But
You mentioned 20 years.
20 years with Turntable. I've been in business 35.
Okay.
But we started our own brand about, I can't remember, 22 years ago. We started buying a turntable from Project, who are friends of ours, but also competitors. And then after we bought the first turntable, I then designed a second turntable, which is still in production, called the MMF 5.3. It was the 5 when we did it, which is 2-platform. And I came up with this idea, which I stole from Revolver, where we have rubber springs. So instead of having other springs in it, most of them have platforms with rubber or sorbethane springs in between. And it's a wonderfully simple way of isolating a table without having a lot of other stuff. Not that other stuff doesn't work. Everyone has a different concept. And we've just developed them over the years, and it's a well-established brand. And
I love the look of this one.
This one,
all black, the Stealth.
That's why we called it the Stealth, because it's all black. It just looked a bit evil.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
so, it just sort of came to me, and really pleased with the way it sounds.
So what actually got you into hi-fi at the beginning?
Okay, what happened was I grew up with Ivor Tiefenbrunn from Lynn Products. I don't know if you're familiar with Lynn. It's a very well established company.
Definitely.
And one day he said to me, I came to America. My wife's America. I lived in Israel. We traveled all over. And when I was coming back to America, he said, why don't I want to make stuff in America? And the short story is that we opened a factory in Manhattan, building Lynn loudspeakers under license.
Wow.
That was about 35 years ago. And it didn't make money, so I decided to bring in a turntable called Revolver, which was my first turntable. I didn't design it, I just bought it from a company.
So you kind of stumbled into the hi-fi
I
game,
stumbled
and then
into
you
it.
found
And
where the
also
opportunities.
I actually did a talk to a community college that wanted people small business, and one of the topics was never underestimate the value of ignorance. And the reason was that I started my company, I think it was in 1982, and I had one turntable, and I started going around America when everyone was throwing their turntable in the garbage and buying CD players. And had I known what a ridiculous idea it was to try and introduce a new turntable, I would have never started music hall. But I did, and I somehow I persevered, and then I got Creek. Creek Audio was my next line of electronics, EPOS loudspeakers. And then I started making turntables, because I've always loved turntables. I don't listen to anything else at home other than, I have a few turntables at home.
Good old vinyl.
Though my wife complains because she never knows which one's working, because I'm always playing with them. And so I kind of stumbled into the business, but that was 35 years ago or something like that.
Well, when you said 1982, I'm born in 82, so I just turned 40, so it's...
Well, I've begun the countdown,
No. Yeah.
So,
let's hope for 40
it's
more,
been,
though, for sure.
it's been a successful business. I think we make good value for money products. Most people like me. Every so often, someone calls me up and tells me to go myself. You can edit that out if you want to.
That'll be wonderful.
But I think we've done really well, and we just keep going, and we may bring out a smaller version. We have already designed it, but the market is quiet just now, and I'm not sure that this is a good time to develop and bring out yet another turntable. So I've got not great hopes for the economy in the next 6 months. I think it's going to be pretty rough.
Yeah, a lot of indicators are
I'm one of the
definitely
few
pointing
people, being Scottish, I'm one of the few people who are going to be honest about business. Most Americans, you ask them how business is, it's fantastic, it's great.
Yeah.
Then you have a beer with him and he tells you his wife left you and the store's going out of business. So I think it's going to be hard, but we've got the Stealth to sell.
Exactly.
Along with others. And
what's your process for actually designing them? Like, do you actually... Okay, so there's the aesthetics, of course, but then do you actually dabble with the mechanics at the same time?
I have done. I work with good engineers. I'm not an engineer. I'm a plagiarist. If anyone's got a good idea, I will steal it.
Yeah.
In fact, there's one that Rega, who I don't like. I like most turntable guns. I'm just not a fan of Rega.
Okay.
They have a great idea where they have a metal piece between their arm and their bearing. And I looked at that and thought, that's a great idea. I may steal it one day. I haven't done it yet, but I may steal it. So it's not as simple as that. I work
It's
with
like
the...
patented and trademarked. He's like, please edit this out. Please, there's like a lawsuit in the future.
Is it?
Oh, I have
don't
no
know.
idea. I'm just joking.
No, but you see, if I steal an idea, I give full credit. I mean, I started, some of my motors on my belt-driven ones are here. The motor is in the front here. And that came from, what was the name of the company? There's another company who did it. And it's a very good place to put it because it's to do with the vibration of the cartridge. If the motor is here and there's vibration, the cartridge can't accept it. If it's here where most it is, it can't accept it. There's all sorts of different ideas people have come up with, and you learn. You talk. You visit factories. You talk to the engineers, and I mean, I've had a lot of fun doing it. I mean, we had a table. Unfortunately, didn't sell too well, called the Acura. But I was very involved in the design of it. I got an industrial designer to do the cosmetics. And then I went to the factory and we did it all in CAD-CAM and we moved this around and we replaced that and then produced it. So there's a lot of work goes into it. It doesn't just happen.
Oh, I can imagine.
And other companies do this also. Other companies have real engineers, and sometimes engineers have no bloody idea what they're doing. All they do is measure it. They never sit down and listen to it. Yeah. And every product we make goes into my living room and I listen to it. And the basic rule is if I can live with it, it goes to market. And if I find myself after 5 minutes going up and doing something else, it means it's not happening. It's not a matter of having fantastic ears or something like that. We're in the music business, and if we're not playing music that involves, then there's something wrong. It's as simple as that.
100%.
It's very hard to execute, but that's the ultimate goal: is people put on a record, play it, and then want to put on another record.
And just enjoy the music.
Just enjoy the music.
For sure.
It's we're just, as I said, we're in the music business.
And hey, you have fun with your business, and as long as you're still
I have
enjoying
fun.
it,
Most of the time it's great fun until someone calls me up and yells at me. But it's been good. I mean, I've been at it a long time now, and it's a fun business. Most of the people in this business are nice, and I think the reason they're nice is because we're all trying to reproduce music, and music is the most important thing in the world. Well, there is sex, but
yeah, exactly.
music's pretty
Music
close.
Music is close second. Right?
Close,
No.
yeah.
That's hilarious. But yeah, and it's such a niche market as well. I feel like a lot of the manufacturers, there's a level of respect because we're growing the business together when we bring decent products
there's
to market.
a lot of good stuff out there. There's a lot of sincere people. There's some charlatans, but they don't last long, and there are people who just, if you sincerely make a good product and support it, you will survive in this business. And I'm always suspicious when someone in this business is driving a Ferrari or a Lamborghini. What are they doing to make that sort of money? But I've made a good living selling a product that I'm proud of. And I think gives pleasure to most people who buy it.
Well, I had a pleasure listening to this and appreciate
Thank
your
you.
time, and interesting to hear your backstory as well, and I'm sure our viewers will
I've got
enjoy it
lots
as
of
well.
backstories, but I don't know.
Well, we'll have to swing back
You've
tomorrow.
got to come back another time.
Right? After
Or
a
maybe
couple
without
beers,
the camera, I can tell you some
exactly.
backstories.
Well, hey, I appreciate it, Roy.
Sure.
We'll talk to you later, okay?
Great talking to you. Thank you.